Today's spicy fafa is Mrs. Kafinto Kwashi. Spicy fafa is not in the kitchen today. Today I'm in the bedroom cooking myself. You want to know what I'm doing? I want to share with you what I am doing right now. I'm in bed. But I'm not sick. I'm not lazy as well. I'm doing dialysis. Yes. Are you surprised? I want to share the other side of me. I don't want to keep this confidential anymore. I am a dialysis patient, and I want to tell you my story of what led me to start doing dialysis. I started dialysis in 2019, and all this started because of high blood pressure. When I was in Ghana in 20 when I was in Ghana some time ago, about 20 years ago, I was at work, and at work we bought some items for working, and we bought a sphygmomanometer, a BP apparatus. So my doctor, I was working as a nurse then. My doctor says, let's try this sphygm to see whether it's working well. Melody, sit down. By the way, I am Melody as well. On social media, I am Spicy Fafa. But Spicy Fafa is Melody as well. Melody, sit down and let's try this new apparatus on you. I sat down, he checked my BP, and he was like, well, I knew I used to have headaches, little headaches, but I'll just take some painkillers and the rest. I didn't know it was high blood pressure. And actually, I used to check it, but anytime I checked, I would get it normally. He wasn't happy about it, so he called all my colleagues to also check my BP and write it secretly on a piece of paper. He wanted everyone to tell him what they had, and everyone did it. Anyone who checked it would look at me like this. I said, what's wrong? And they all wrote it, gave it to him. And he said, Melody, you have high blood pressure. The pressure is very bad. It was so alarmingly high, they asked me to stop work at that very moment. He said, get in the couch, get in the bed, sleep, we'll give you medicine. And they gave me some fast medicines to keep it down. And they gave me off. I went to rest for 3 days. I came back. From then, I started having medication for blood pressure, just mild doses. Fast forward, I joined my husband in the UK in 2006. And you know, when you come here, you have to register for GP and all those things. When they were doing my GP, they said, oh, the BP is a little bit high. So they started monitoring me from there. And the next year, I felt pregnant. As soon as I got pregnant, the BP just shoot up like that. Seriously high. That was the beginning of all my troubles. So I got into the books of high blood pressure. They started monitoring me. I was really taken care of very well during pregnancy. And when it was 7 months, pregnancy couldn't go ahead. Um, I was operated upon and I had my baby, my big boy. I had him prematurely. They took very good care of him and me as well. And fast forward 2 years again. After 2 years, I felt pregnant again, but that pregnancy couldn't hold. By 6 months, I had a stillbirth. Very beautiful girl. I had a stillbirth. I had her actually, but she was dead when she came out. I held her in my arms. I had moments with her. And then that was it. It's all because of high blood pressure. Then 2 years again, I felt pregnant again with my baby, the last boy. And it was a roller coaster. I couldn't spend even 2 weeks continuously in the house after about 4 months of pregnancy. I was always in hospital. I was threatened with preeclampsia, and I had preeclampsia actually, but I didn't have the eclampsia. And it was tough. I find it hard to talk about this, especially this last time. And when it was around the time that I had the previous miscarriage, is it miscarriage or stillbirth? When it reached that time exactly, the pregnancy started threatening to abort again. So I was really rushed to the theater. But this boy, was not yet even 6 months yet, 5 months and some few days. And I would say it's just roughly 6 months. They took him out, took him to the incubator. They resuscitated him and me as well. In fact, that day we were both going. Stories cut short. He spent 3 months in the incubator, and I was also rushed to the renal ward because my kidneys had failed. My kidneys both failed. I was rushed to the renal ward where they took very good care of me. And baby was also in the NICU, neonatal ward, and they were taking good care of him too. I couldn't walk, I was so weak. My story short. Some few weeks time, I was discharged, but baby was not discharged because he was in there for 3 months. So we used to visit him. Sometimes I was so weak, I couldn't even go there to feed him. So I'll express breast milk for my husband. He'll take it to baby in the hospital. They'll feed him. And then when I started having a little bit of strength, I'll go there myself, feed him there. And he was just going till he was okay and discharged. The pregnancy, the whole pregnancy was full of troubles. High blood pressure. So I am creating this awareness. That is my purpose of having this chat with you. We should be very careful with ourselves. I wouldn't say I was not careful with myself, they did investigations, lots of investigations, as to why I was having high blood pressure. But my body was just not responding to whatever treatment they were giving me. So they kept changing the medicines and everything. They really did well for me. I kept saying that if not because they did well for me, my doctors and nurses here, I would have been carcass by now. Yeah, and I wouldn't even have my baby. And I am so grateful, and I want to create this awareness. I want to tell people, when you want to have, when you are having high blood pressure or kidney failure, it's not going to be written on your face that you are the type that can have kidney failure. Look at me. I try so hard not to make myself look or feel sick, but I am very sick. So my story shortly, this is how I had my kidneys failed. Both of them are failed. So that's why I am on dialysis. And thank God I am doing the dialysis at home on my own. Watch other videos and I'll tell you how I'm doing this. Thank you.